All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would love to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Shalom. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who saw 100% truth. Shalom. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to the Agim, pushes truth and sincerity. And shalom to the sincere Aqua, maybe out there watching and learning. It's your brother Yakar from GMS Compass Camp. And this is a quick lesson. I'm sitting here. I'm out of town right now. I'm in near Cleveland, close to Cleveland, and I'm just watching Rocky. And if you're familiar with the Rocky series, you're familiar with Apollo Creed. Which they made a series based on Creed himself. And his son. Kind of stepping in or whatever. With Michael B. Jordan. When I'm watching the original Rocky series, and one of my favorite of the series is Rocky 4, in which Apollo Creed and Rocky fight is it Ivan Drago? I know it's Drago, and I'm watching it, and of course, if you've had a chance to see the Rocky series, you see the pride that Apollo Creed has, and at the beginning and at the end of Rocky 3 and the beginning of Rocky 4, you see Apollo Creed. he wasn't able to get over the loss that he took to Rocky, and going into Rocky 4 with Ivan Drago coming on the scene from Russia, his pride kicked in again, and which, you could tell it never left, but it ramped up, and it spiked them to, say, hey, because if you watch Rocky 4, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it to watch. I believe the whole Rocky series is a good series to watch. It can be motivational for some, and it's a cool, good series to watch, But if you watch Rocky 4, you'll see that when Drago came to America, they were calling out Rocky. You see that pride come over Apollo Creed and be like, shit, why didn't it come to me? He feels that he's the best. He feels that he's the one. And of course, as most prideful people may do, he made it seem like it was different than, then when it comes to see Rocky, he made it as if, they should see him first, but not in a manner of because he's the best, but he tried to make it as if he was something different, But we know, if you pay attention, that his pride was like, hell, I'm the best. You should want to come fight me, So, the more you watch it, you'll see the pride, ramp up in this guy, and ultimately, as he goes on to fight this Russian, he ends up dying in the ring, behind this Russian, you know what I'm saying? And I only bring this up to say, to speak on the pride, because as the first precept I bring out, which is a classic, and I'm not going to do too much of this lesson because I do many lessons on pride. I'm not a fan of pride at all. And pride is a very, very, very heavy offense to the Lord. And at the end of the day, me personally, I'm not a big fan of it at all. I've been around and I've dwelt amongst prideful men, and I went to school with these prideful people, and just being prideful is not one thing that I gravitate towards at all. And while this world promotes pride and it promotes being super proud of yourself and this and that. I'll say this. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. Nothing to be happy for yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, all right? But at the end of the day, it comes to a point where you know you still have shit to work on. And a lot of people with pride, they feel as if they are just made so whole. And that's not the case, all right? We all have holes. We all have flaws. We all have things that we can perfect. We all have things that we could be better on. We all have things to be better in general. You know, and this world will tell you, hey, be content and be cool with how you are. You know? And not only be content and be cool, but be happy and be proud. All right? And while they blindly promote, hey, boast in your way, boast in who you are, boast in it, you know? And that's off. All right? Now, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being confident. There's nothing wrong with, hey, I'm fresh today, you know? I cleaned up where I want. But does that mean go around and flaunt in people's faces? Does that mean be boastful? Does that mean feel like you're better than the next man because you're able to do this and you're able to do that, or you wore this and you wore that? That doesn't mean you're better than the next man. All right? Because at the end of the day, we know it's deeper than what you can portray on the outside. All right? It goes to the inside, all right? So, just real quick, I'm just going to read this precept, get a couple cross references, bring out a few more precepts. Just on that pride, like not leading to anything, bro. You know, and it leads to death. All right, and just as my example, that this rock you forward, man. All right, Jake was prideful. Jake was proud. And of course, we know it's just a movie. We know it's just a movie, but it's a perfect example of Jake showing that level of pride. You're feeling as if they can't be beat, or they're just so great. All right, you flaunting, you taunting, you doing this, you doing that. All right, you come out, you draped in America. All right, you singing, you dancing. You know what I'm saying? You feel like I can't be touched. But as you move on in the movie, you see you can be touched, man. And not only can you be touched, you're gonna die behind that, you know. So I'm gonna start here. Classic Proverbs 16, verse 18. It says, "Pride go before destruction, and then a haughty spirit before a fall." So just real quick before I go to any cross reference, I'm gonna just get this definition. Come on now, what's going on? I ain't even clicked none yet. Okay, it's the definition for haughty.
Strong's H 1363. Govach. Govach.
Go back. It says height, exhaustion. Read strong, it says elation, grandeur, arrogance, excellency, haughty, height, high, loftiness, pride. So it all goes into pride. Okay? So for your arrogancy and your pride and your loftiness, it will lead to your destruction. All right? Because, like I said in the beginning, we all have things to work on. We all have things that we could be better on. We all have things that we need to focus on. All right? To elevate ourselves. All right? There's a nonstop work in this life we live. All right? Especially for Jake. All right? Especially for the Israelites, so-called Black Latins and Native Americans. We know these heathens, they can do what the hell they want. Because the Lord ain't even dealing with them at the end of the day. Do what the hell you want. Or you're going to get destroyed anyway. But we all have things to work on, man. So that pride got to be left in left field, man. Leave that shit alone, bro. All right? We ain't perfect, and we ain't going to be perfect till what? Till how about Shem Yahweh Shai. makes the return. All right. It ends this place, man, and the Lord is putting our inward parts, man. All right. So I'm gonna just get some cross references and get just a couple more precepts on this lesson. You know, we'll just start at the top here, really. Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. See? And that's beautiful. It's like it. That's beautiful. When pride cometh, then shame cometh. Then cometh shame. See? And just like as my example, Rocky, you know? You coming there, you prideful, and you talking this shit. You telling everybody you gonna beat this chump, and look at you now. You got your ass beat. And not only did you get your ass beat, you died. You see? Like I said, we know it's just a movie, but it's reality. It's reality because there are men, all right, and then there are many ways that promote themselves and boast in themselves that they're this, that, and the third, and then they take a fat L, and now look at you. You full of shame now. You don't want to show your face. You can't show your face because you show your face, you're going to get shitted on. You see? And ultimately, it's really beautiful, you know? Your pride and your haughtiness has been brought to a halt. Okay? Because it's off, man. It's not meant to be. All right? It's not for you to be that way. It's not for you to promote yourself that way. All right? All life is for us to serve the Most High, man. Simple as that. So if you feel that you this and that, chill out, bro. All right? Because even as a Jake, we know we're above E. We're above the whole world. All right? We are the children of the Lord. But does that mean go around and act like you this and that? Fuck no. And where's that in, it's like I gotta get it real quick. I bring this out often, but it's actually a very important precept to bring out because it pertains a lot to a lot of lessons that it bring out. 2 Corinthians 7. It says, nevertheless, 2 Corinthians 7 verse 18, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. And we know straight to be a narrow path. And when we think about a narrow path, it goes into a position of difficulty as far as a wide path, all right? It says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered straight things, and yet shall not see wide, not see the wide. See? So, you know, you cannot live your life in this state, you know, because you gotta go through shit, all right? And the righteous, all right, they deal with these and they go things and they take that low end, all right, and they chill, all right, and they hope, hey, and they know, hey, the Lord got my back. But you wicked motherfuckers and y'all chilling, y'all think, oh, I'm big bad, I'm the third. I'm cooling, I'm chilling. Oh, you're not, all right? You doing all this shit for nothing, all right? Makes you think you better than somebody. Whole time, you about to get done in. Just as this on Rocky. You about to get done in, man. You about to get tortured, all right? So it's nothing to boast in being a powerful person, man. All right, it's just out the window, man. All right? And bring it back. Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom. All right? The Jake that spend their time and they know they're low and they take the low and they chill and they're like, hey, man, I ain't up there right now. Simple as that. Not up there right now. And that's okay. Because we know, as the scriptures tell us, that one day we will be exhausted. exalted. Salaki, we will be exalted soon enough. All right. So it's no reason for us to be like, this, that, the third, man. The Lord got us, and the Lord's gonna show us something else, man. All right. Show us some promises, man. Simple as that. Sheesh. See. I can read all these, man. I'm gonna just go down the line. Proverbs 17:19 says, He loveth transgression that loveth strife, and he that exalteth his gate seeketh destruction. Come on, man. Why you think you're above somebody? Why you putting your life and your ways and your everything above anything? Can't do it, man. It don't matter if you know you the rawest being on earth. You can't move that way. Can't move that way. Alright? Because at the end of the day, it just may be somebody rawer than you. Now, when that raw person come in your presence, then what you gonna say? See? And we know the rawest being, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Can't be prideful, bro. Alright? Can't live above yourself, man. Don't live above your means. Don't pride yourself above your means. And don't get you a couple of dollars and think, I'm popping big shit. No amount of dollars will amount to the treasures that we will have in the kingdom to come. See? And a lot of Jake get caught up in that. See, they think, oh, I got a couple of dollars. Oh, I'm cooling. Fuck. You're not cooling, bro. And even those Jake that know they ain't got it right now, but they get prideful and things to come. Hey, bro, chill, bro. Chill out. We gotta wait for it to come first. It said, he that endured to the end shall the same shall be saved, by roughly paraphrasing. So you gotta make it to the end first. You see? You gotta endure, you gotta fight that good fight. Before you can say, oh, I got this and I got that. You ain't got it yet, bro. Simple. Now, I'm gonna get Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29 verse 23 says a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall hold the humble in spirit. Man, listen. Take the low end, bro. Understand your level. Understand who you are. Understand your position. And chill. There's no reason for you to boast. None of that, man. It don't matter if you know you better or not. Chill, bro. Because trust and believe. Trust and believe. You will be exalted. You will see green. You don't even have to boast in yourself, because if you living like that and you're doing this for real, everyone else will exalt you. And most importantly, the Lord will put you on a higher standard. Put you on a higher level. See? You can live amongst these low lives. Alright? And I say that with all humbleness, but a lot of people, especially the ones that boast their low lives, they don't have much. They don't have much to live by. They have no standard. They just living. And they feel like they the shit. Because they are excelling in Esau's kingdom. Shit over with, man. It's over with. Alright? But I mean, honestly, that's really it, man. You know? I just want to touch on them key points, man, you know. And at the boast up, man, and all that high life living, thinking you just the greatest. Chill the hell out, man. Shit out the window right now, man. And this is saying that to us, Jakes, you know. The Israelites, man, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans, man. All that extra shit out the window. We ain't gotta let nothing to live for here, man. Simple, bro. It's all over with, man. It's gonna be done here real soon, man. You know? It ain't no level of pride gonna get you out, man. It's gonna lead you to your timely fall, man. Alright? But with that, Lord, I was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, all honor, and all glory again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Double honor again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom and a Bible Bow.